Greetings and welcome to Pop Culture Beasts Halloween Horror Picks, the show where I recommend off-the-beaten-path horror movies for your Halloween movie night. I'm your host, Ryan Stockstad, and today we're going to talk about a so bad it's good mid-50s creature feature that's also one of Roger Corman's very first projects.
I, a strong mind without flesh or blood, want your world. First, the unthinking. The birds of the air, the animals of the forest. Then the weaker of men shall all do my bidding. They shall be my ears, my eyes, until your world is mine. And because I see your most secret acts, you will know me as the Beast with a Million Eyes.
The Beast with a Million Eyes, 1955. According to IMDb, Roger Corman has produced over 400 movies since 1954, and this was number 5. The film is especially notable for being Corman's third in a 3-picture deal, his first collaboration with fledgling producing team James H. Nicholson and Samuel Z. Arkoff, better known as the guys behind AIP, American International Pictures. Although in 1955 they were still using the name American Releasing Corp. Corman sold them his finished film, The Fast and the Furious, in exchange for them financing his next 2 movies, Five Guns West and The Beast with a Million Eyes. The movie stars Paul Birch, Lorna Thayer, Dona Cole, Leonard Tarver, Dick Sargent, and comedic silent film star Chester Conklin. You might remember Paul Birch from the first War of the Worlds movie. He was the guy in the fedora waving the white flag who gets blasted by the Martian's disintegrator ray.
Once this kind might have been something like us. Before they evolved into these super brains, these monstrosities.
And Lorna Thayer would achieve cult status as the waitress who refuses to substitute toast for Jack Nicholson in 5 Easy Pieces. Anyway, here they play a married couple with a grown daughter who have to defend their desolate date ranch when an alien spacecraft lands in the nearby desert. The movie makes a point of comparing the strained relationships within the family with the barren landscape surrounding their desert farmstead. It's one of the things I like about this movie, and one of the few things it gets right. The acting may be hammy, and the dialogue flowery and overwrought, but the characters and family dynamics are interesting.
Mother, all the glasses and your china.
I know.
Is there... What can I do?
You can pick up the glass in the living room. I'll finish this.
All right.
At the film's start, everyone seems to be unhappy with someone or something, especially Carol, the mother.
She's your daughter. Do you hate your own daughter?
Sometimes when I see her, so young and pretty, with all the best years ahead of her, the years I missed, yes, sometimes I think I do hate her.
It'd be easy to take her constant nagging and simply label her a bitch, but I also find her hugely sympathetic. She may be taking it out on everyone around her, but it's easy to understand why she's frustrated and unhappy being left alone in an empty house all day.
Does anything really matter to you anymore?
Well, I'm sorry she heard. I didn't mean to.
You say a lot of things you don't mean, Carol, but you still say them, don't you?
Yeah. I'm not easy to get along with, am I?
It's unfortunate that the social conventions of the 1950s don't allow her to do more in this movie, but as it stands, she's absolutely the character who undergoes the most change and has the biggest character arc. In many ways, she's the main character, even if she isn't allowed to actually save the day at the end of the movie.
My place is with you.
Your place is where it's safe.
I don't care.
He's right, Mom. Somebody's got to go for help, and we'd only be in Dad's way.
I don't know what's right anymore. All I know is that we should stay together.
There's also a fourth member of this dysfunctional family, although not by birth, a brain-damaged mute worker who goes only by the name Him.
It's all right. Come on. Poor old Him.
Him? Doesn't he have a name?
He can't talk, and we don't know his name. So we just call him Him. Dad wants him around.
Despite Dad's flippant assurances that Him is harmless, he makes the rest of the household uneasy, especially Mother Carol.
Always watching us. Heaven knows, thinking what thoughts.
We've been over this before. You must know by now he's harmless.
Maybe it's because he spends most of his off hours drooling into girly magazines and trying to put his hands on daughter Sandy.
Stop that! What were you doing up there? Scared me half to death.
So things are going badly at the farm even before the alien menace lands. But now, birds and animals are going crazy and attacking the family. Back at the house, and despite the unconvincing effects involved, Carol narrowly survives a vicious attack by Sandy's lop-eared German Shepherd, Duke.
Here, Duke. Come on, boy. Stay, Duke. Stay!
It turns out that the alien visitor in the desert is controlling the weaker-minded creatures in the area in a run-up to a full-scale planetary takeover. It isn't long before Him is under the alien spell, too. But the real prize seems to be Sandy, who the alien mind attempts to control next. Only she wakes up suddenly when she runs into mind-controlled Him wandering the desert.
What are you doing here? What am I doing here?
It's Carol who figures out that sticking together breaks the spell, and that the family is at its greatest risk when they split up.
Remember last night when you said this force, this master brain or whatever it is, almost had Sandy? You said she escaped because she met him. Because together they were stronger. That's our strength, Alan. Being together. Alone, we're nothing. Don't you see?
Come on, let's go.
And so it is that our mother, father, and daughter find themselves embracing in the desert, about to battle the alien threat to humankind. But instead of fighting the creature with guns and weapons, this is one of those movies where they basically try and talk the villain to death.
So you want to know our secret? Very well, I'll tell you. You won't understand it, mind you. As a matter of fact, it just came to me. It's the simplest thing in the world. We call it love.
Exciting stuff. And just when you think that you'll get a beast with a million eyes, instead you get a blurry hand puppet with 2 eyes.
We're not afraid. Take her, Carol. Give me the gun.
The story has it that the original script was called The Unseen and was about an invisible alien. And that's the script that Corman made. Indeed, it's quite possibly the reason he chose the script in the first place, as he only had $30,000 to make this picture, and an invisible monster is about as cheap as an effect can get. But Arkoff wanted to sell tickets, so he changed the title from The Unseen to The Beast with a Million Eyes. And he whipped up a poster depicting the many-eyed beast about to ravage a pretty girl in her lingerie. When exhibitors saw the film's first cut, they rightfully complained about the missing beast. Arkoff insisted that Corman add a monster and pay for it out of pocket. So Corman called Forrest J. Ackerman, who in turn suggested a hungry young effects guy he knew, Paul Blaisdell. Blaisdell did the best he could with Corman's $200, and the rest is movie history. Blaisdell would go on to do effects and creature design on Day the World Ended, The She-Creature, Voodoo Woman, Attack of the Puppet People, Invasion of the Saucer Men, Teenagers from Outer Space, It Conquered the World, and It, The Terror from Beyond Space.
Need any help, honey?
No, dear. I'm just going to feed the chickens. Good morning, ladies. What's the matter with you? You seem more interested in me than...
The Beast with a Million Eyes is a bad movie, to be sure, but I love it anyway. It's sort of like The Beast of Yucca Flats meets Birdemic, only much, or at least moderately, better, in my opinion. In fact, I think The Beast with a Million Eyes may just be the first nature run-amok film ever made. There's also Bela Lugosi's The Devil Bat in 1940, and the silent Rin Tin Tin adventure movie Clash of Wolves in 1925. But I'd argue that those films don't quite fit the genre. In any case, The Beast with a Million Eyes predates Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds by 8 years. If you can think of an earlier nature run-amok movie, let us know in the comments section.
Sandy! The door!
If you're looking to watch a B movie this Halloween, with plenty of overacting and cheap special effects that's still kinda good, or at least has its moments, I recommend The Beast with a Million Eyes. MGM released The Beast with a Million Eyes as part of their Midnight Movies DVD collection, partnered with The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues. You can also get it as part of their 9-movie, 5-disc Monsters and Creatures box set. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Beast's Halloween Horror Picks. I'm your host, Ryan Stockstad. Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe right here on the Pop Culture Beast YouTube channel for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday through Halloween. Thanks again for watching. Watch horror movies. I'll see you next time.